I'm on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. And this is an exclusive Patreon only membership videos where you will get some interesting takes on Vedic astrology, some interesting learning on Vedic astrology, which I can usually will not upload on general YouTube platform. So that will help me grow as a channel, and that will help me take care of the cost of production of this YouTube channel and the other two channels that I have, Punneit Astrology Hindi and Lifetime Soul. Connect with me on Patreon and we will grow, and I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. On 24th of January, Saturn will become combust. Well, combust is a wrong word. Its actual meaning is called, the actual word is asta. Asta means set, like sunrise and sunset. It's going to be Saturn set. Now, the concept of asta means that it is below the horizon. That means it is out of line of sight. It usually happens when a planet goes behind the sun. Its proximity is so close to the sun that whenever we will try to look towards that planet, because of the brightness of the sun, we will not be able to see the planet, and that is what is reflected in the horoscope as combust planet. Combustion is a unique phenomena, and it is written that it takes away the strength of a planet, but does it really take away the strength, or what really happens here? I've already made a video on combust planet. The link will be in the description box below. That gives you a fair explanation about what is combustion. But when a planet goes combust or asta, usually it goes in a close proximity to the sun, which is your Atma. It goes very close to your soul. And therefore, planet wants to take the energy of the soul. It becomes invisible in your life, which means that the certain areas of your life dominate and dictate the term so much that anything that is associated with the planet under question is invisible in your life. It is more about things that are not visible, things that are not available, or you can say, in spite of it being available in your life, you can't see. So for about a month, Saturn will be combust. Because Sun is right now in Capricorn and Sun is moving close to Saturn, soon Sun will cross Saturn, will transit the sign of Capricorn, transit to Aquarius around 14th of February. Then from 14th of February till 24th of February, Sun will be progressing in the sign of Aquarius, and after some time it will go so far that once again Saturn can be seen in the sky. This 1 month of duration when Sun is crossing over Saturn, remember this is not Saturn coming close to the Sun, this is Sun crossing over Saturn. Definitely this is like light falling into the darker areas of life, and suddenly you will be able to see the negativity in your life, and for some people they can get out of the negative because now they can't see the negative. Now it depends on how the position of Saturn is in your own horoscope. If your Saturn is positive, then definitely this will be a good time. If Saturn is afflicted, like Saturn is with Ketu or Rahu, if you have a Sun and Saturn conjunction in your chart that is very close and Sun is weak, then definitely it can put you into a position where you are being careless, and ego dominates over the karma. Because see, the positive angle is that the Saturn, which is karma, is now closer to the soul, so you will be doing things that are close to your heart. You will be fulfilling your dreams, you will be paying back your prarabdha. Things will be absolutely the way it should be. So definitely it acts like a course correction transit. Mars transit also favors this movement. But on the other hand, if you observe the position of Saturn and Sun, if they are negative, then Saturn goes out of line of sight. Then the negative aspect of the Asta planet will come into picture, and out of line of sight means that the areas ruled by Capricorn and Aquarius in your horoscope doesn't show the result the way they should. You might keep on putting your efforts, you might invest money, but you're not getting any result. Especially people who are Cancer ascendant, Leo ascendant, and people who are Aries ascendant, and Taurus ascendant. So these four, the Aries, Taurus, Cancer and Leo, will see the impact on career front, because now Saturn or one of the zodiac of Saturn will rule either the 7th or the 10th house. If you talk about Capricorn and Aquarius ascendant, it means you will not be able to see yourself properly because Saturn rules you. If you talk about Sagittarius ascendant, it rules your family, your efforts. No matter how much efforts you put in, it will not be seen working in the right direction unless you know how to see, unless you know which direction you should focus. So the combination of Saturn Sun is a combination that can bring conflict. Now observe the movement, because combustion in theory is always written that it takes away the energy of the planet, it makes the planets weak, the planet doesn't work the way it should work. The simple reason is that the planetary energies are always there and it is always present, but we cannot see because it is not visible to us. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. There are hundreds of things that we can't see. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It simply means that our senses cannot perceive. So you will also face some issues in your life. Some areas of your life will give you the not so usual kind of results, and you have not seen things before. Suddenly you will see that no matter how much you try, you can't focus. It is very hard to take a decision, and whenever that happens, understand that when a karmic planet like Saturn goes combust, then you should wait for the time. You should allow the Saturn to pass and allow the Saturn to come into vision once again, which is called Uday. That means rise of Saturn. Then you will be able to focus on exactly what direction. It's like driving in the fog. So you need a GPS map at least to know which road leads to which direction. Are you headed in the right direction? Is there any blockage? Otherwise, if you rely on your senses, then definitely it will become impossible to drive in the fog. It can cause accident, you will lose the path. It is very dangerous. So similarly, walking in the path of life where there is confusion at the time when Saturn is combust can create bad circumstances, bad situations. So what should you do? You need a tool. You need something to rely on. And that tool is day-to-day observation. You can't see Saturn fine, but you can see other planets. In case there is one area of life where you can't focus, for the time being, drop your focus somewhere else. Because that's what Saturn is all about. Saturn is going very close to Sun. In fact, the soul is coming very close to Saturn. It's like you want to know the real karma. And that will be the positive side of the combustion, because combustion is not just a simple planetary position. It means the planet is very close to Sun. Sun is your soul. Sun is the light. That means Saturn is now seeking the light. That means your karma, if analyzed properly and done carefully, will only give you the path of light. Sun, which is the karaka of the soul, the Atma karaka, the natural Atma karaka, when it comes very close to Sun, which is the Mrityu karaka, then definitely Sun, which is life, will take over the death. Light takes over the darkness. Healing becomes dominant. Jupiter is also in Satyabhesha Nakshatra. And remember, this is the Sun moving over the Saturn. So this is the best time for self-discovery, because this will help you blind out the negativity. And now, because you know, you will not take any random negative decision. And for some time, for a very brief moment of time, if there are negativity going out of vision, you can pull yourself out from anxiety, from depression. It will clear your head with and you will be able to focus on the right direction. But then this direction is definitely not towards Saturn. This direction is somewhere else. So this is the right time to shift your focus to something else. If something has been troubling you for so long, this is the right time to find an alternative. Because that planet is not in question, that planet is out of line of sight. Find focus somewhere else. And the only problem will come when you will and you must focus on the area that is giving you trouble. Then you need to find a solution somewhere else. Because if you keep looking towards a planet that is below the horizon, you won't be able to see unless you need a tool, unless you have a tool. Like for example, if I want to see a cricket match happening in England while I'm in India, I will not be able to see because the curvature of the earth doesn't allow the vision. A human vision also can't see that far. So you need tools. Satellites is that tool. So in a way, that land is combust for me. It's like ast for me. That is, it's set. It's below the horizon. So these are the few basic things if you try to capture the essence of the planetary motion, you will be able to figure out what exactly the planet is trying to do. Is it the right time to start something new? Absolutely not. Because if you don't know where you are headed, you might make a mistake. But if you have been planning for so long and you have backup tools, then you can. Because a plane can also land and take off in a foggy weather if there are tools that supports the takeoff and landing. Maybe pilot can't see, but the tools can, and with the help of the tools, with the help of the gadgets and technology, you will be able to execute. You need an eye and an eyesight that penetrates the foggy weather. Say you want to see Saturn and there is sun eclipsing it, then you need a telescope that blinds the light of the sun and you will see the Saturn. Or you need a telescope like a Hubble Space Telescope that is situated at an angle beyond the angle of combustion, beyond the horizon, and you are free to see, which only talks about changing the focus, changing the approach, changing the line of sight in your life, which in Hindi we call as drishti kon, the angle of vision. And whenever that drishti kon changes, everything changes. This time also allows you to see things in a very different perspective from a different lens, which can give you a different explanation of a situation. So what should you actually do? You should focus on analyzing the situation, coming out with conclusions, not take any decision, but analyzing the situation, not going into any decision, and once Saturn is out of the combustion, figure out of the 10 things that you discovered during this time, what is right and what is where you fell short of information. Because it's not that every data that you get during combustion is correct. You are relying heavily on external data, on external sources. This is the time when Saturn fights with the sun for existence. This is the existential crisis of Shani. And if you exercise too much of authority, it will become a problem, because Sun, which is the power ruler of authority, remember, is in the zodiac of Saturn. Now this is very unique. Sun goes into the zodiac of Saturn and makes the Saturn combust. Now if you hold Capricorn as the ascendant, Leo is in the 8th house. Definitely this Sun is here to transform Saturn. There is a karmic transformation. This is a self-realization for Saturn. And therefore you will get to know so many things about the areas of life controlled by Capricorn and Aquarius that you will become indecisive, that you don't know what to do with this information. And there is no vision, there is no direction. So take all that information, try to join the dots and try to analyze the situation. And then in future you can take a decision as soon the planet moves in the right places. Now when Saturn is combust, the biggest problem will be from the areas that is ruled by the Pisces zodiac sign in your chart. Because Saturn's third aspect actually was disturbing Pisces a lot, but because Saturn is combust, you can't see Saturn for a very brief moment of time. All the aspect of Saturn will virtually vanish. Actually the effect never goes away, but you can't see a planet, so how will you see the effect? You won't be able to see the effect of those planets happening in your life, in spite of you facing the situation. So there can be some situation coming from the areas of life ruled by Pisces in your chart that you will not be able to figure out what and why. So you may have to just stop for a while, judge your decisions, and take actions after a lot of understanding, and maybe ask a learned person, your friend, your family, take a second or third opinion, and then take a decision. Because that's the best way. Collective consciousness is the best way to deal with combust planets. Even if there are any planet that is combust in your chart, you will need somebody else, a third eye. So this unique position of combustion, this unique position of Saturn, Sun, and then Sun crossing over Saturn is actually going to also create a fight between your existence and your ego. You will have this struggle within yourself about the karma that you're doing, because now Saturn is going to highlight all the pain areas of life, your weaknesses, and then you will be able to, you would want to change that area, but suddenly Saturn goes away. Now you don't know what to do. So the frustration, the irritation can rise in some people, and in some cases it can simply vanish into thin air, and you will be elated, you will be joyful, you will be like, I'm on cloud 9, everything is perfect. See, extreme of both ends are wrong. If you are absolutely careless, then also it can create problem, because there can be some decisions that can prove wrong after Saturn comes into vision. And if there is too much of worry, no direction, that is also a problem, because it doesn't tell you which direction to move. It's like driving a car into a foggy weather where you can't see what is ahead of you, so there's no direction, or driving a car into an empty road at a speed of, say, unlimited speed, 300 km/h, thinking that you will never meet an accident. Both cases are actually the cases that invites accident. Balancing act is necessary right now. Now the good thing is that Mars' presence in the sign of Sagittarius gives a lot of strength. Because if Saturn is combust, that means Sun will depend on Mars. Your soul will have that power, that courage. So try to use this constructively to pull yourself from darkness by applying the holistic method. Well, Sun is a doctor, Sun is healer, Sun is here to transform your karma. So transform your karma by yoga, meditation, lifting your confidence, looking on the positive side, focusing on the strength area. And for the time being, don't focus on the weak areas of life unless you really want to work on those areas. So use this time wisely, and you will see that in spite of all the combustion and all the retrogression, life will be all right. So that was a quick take on the Saturn transit. It was not a planned video, but when I saw this movement happening, I thought of letting you know some information. Any information is a good information. Let me know how you feel, and do drop your comments in the comment section. Connect with me on Instagram and Telegram. We'll meet in the next video, and for consultations you can drop me an email. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, namaste.